is Denny about blockchain and e-commerce, business to customers and business to business. So, ready? Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm very well. It's really great to be here, and it's great to participate in what's a launch event for the blockchain industry in Vienna. So thank you for the invite, guys. I work for a company called BitPay. I'll give a very brief introduction to myself. I've been around the fintech space for several years, working for PSPs primarily, and I've been around the blockchain space for a little bit of time as well. I put a visual up on the stage behind me of a cup of coffee because in some regards, water's incredibly boring. We add coffee, we change the dynamics, and potentially that's what blockchain is doing to the world of e-commerce and to the world of payments. It's not my intention here today to sell to you. I'm not going to talk too much about my company beyond a brief introduction, but I'll be around afterwards and I'll be happy to follow on. Tiny bit about BitPay. We've been helping merchants accept Bitcoin since 2011. We've successfully raised $72 million of investment capital. Some of the investors in our business from the beginning include Jerry Yang, who was one of the co-founders of Yahoo, Li Kai-sheng from Asia, and from Europe, Richard Branson, who is in the news at the moment for hosting a music concert on the border of Venezuela and Colombia. So it's quite interesting what he's doing. Before I talk about blockchain payments, I just wanted to talk about some of the companies that are involved in blockchain experiments at this moment in time. Some of these guys I've had the pleasure to meet. I was in Berlin last week and I met with Daimler. I'm meeting Singapore Airlines, who are doing some interesting stuff around putting their frequent flyer wallet on the blockchain. It's called Chris Flyer. There's Volkswagen, FedEx, and there's all the companies that we've heard participate this week as well, and hundreds of others. Now, what I believe is consistent about a lot of companies that are putting stuff on the blockchain is that some of them will take off, like we see the Wright brothers plane, and some of them will soar. And here we have a beautiful Dreamliner in Virgin Atlantic colors. Others won't fly. They won't be around, and it's just, this is business, but I believe we are changing things. What I want to talk about is not the future, not the near future, not the far future, just here and now, what's happening with Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash and other coin payments at this present time. The reality is that us as a processor, and there are other processors around as well, processed $1 billion of deposits from cryptocurrency last year. And this is both business to business and business to consumer. I've put an image up here of a handsome chap. Some of you may recognize him as Kevin Bacon. I believe he's about to do some dance moves from the film Footloose, and potentially we'll be doing this ourselves this evening if we get too drunk. The reason I put Kevin Bacon up is there's an expression that every actor in Hollywood is connected to Kevin Bacon by one or two films. Potentially this is what the blockchain payments industry is doing. Certainly it's what I see my personal mission, having come from traditional fintech. So rails that the blockchain payments companies have into traditional fintech include payment service providers such as Bambora, gateways such as PPRO, banks. We have a direct pipe into Wirecard, the stock market listed German bank. We are connected with ING, the tier 1 Dutch bank. E-wallets are incredibly connected. We heard a participant earlier on from a crypto e-wallet, but traditional e-wallets are just much better. Skrill, Nutella are all enabling Bitcoin holders and other cryptocurrency holders to spend that currency in the real world. And lastly, there are debit cards as well. There are companies out there that have debit cards attached to crypto wallets, and a man or a woman can simply go into Starbucks, use their crypto holding to buy a coffee. This is happening here and now, every single day. How the system works for most blockchain payments companies, it's very, very simple. For a business-to-business invoice, for example, maybe one of the companies over there, maybe they're a marketing company, they want to push out an invoice to a company that holds crypto, potentially to a mining company. The mining company simply opens up the invoice, looks at QR code, scans it from a crypto wallet, and the payment goes through securely, no exposure to any currency fluctuation. This is happening on a daily basis. Yes, some of the B2B companies that are currently using, accepting crypto as a payment method include Onfido, the massive fraud company, 5,000 plus staff, software suppliers such as Sport Radar. We see, and as a processor, we enable merchants to accept up to $10 million US on a daily basis, 5 million from other coins such as Bitcoin Cash, and we securely settle that to the merchant in fiat currency, GBP, euros, US dollars, and others as well. One of the clients that I work with is the London BMW dealership. All around London, they're the regional dealership. They sold 3 BMW cars last year, last quarter, I should say, with crypto as a payment method. Any of the rich individuals here today that maybe want to buy a BMW, there's your options. The state of Ohio are enabling citizens to settle their taxation bill with cryptocurrency as a payment method. This is a not particularly good photo of me, actually, because there's lots of scaffolding, but on Monday I went to see one of the members of Parliament at Westminster in the UK government, and he's talking about maybe we could replicate this in the United Kingdom for council tax. I think it's going to be a longer process, but talks are ongoing. You can fly, if you fly into your next conference in Latvia, the flag carrier for Latvia, Air Baltic, accepts cryptocurrency payments. Again, here and now, not science fiction, but daily commercial reality. Additionally, the Polish flag carrier LOT has in the past accepted cryptocurrency. The Asian airline from Taiwan, Far Asia Travel, accepts cryptocurrency. And some of the major airlines, like Singapore Airlines, are exploring it quite actively. So it's very, very exciting. And with this as a payment method, there are no chargebacks as well, which in the traditional finance ecosystem is quite a pertinent concern. I know these guys quite well. I had a meeting with them in Frankfurt, a company called BitDials. If anyone wants to buy a luxury watch, they sell Amigas, Cartiers, Rolexes, again, accepting cryptocurrency as a primary denomination of currency. Last year we saw a bit of a decline in real estate transactions, but the largest purchase of a property that I've been involved in was $6 million US. And again, businesses, individuals are buying properties, they're paying rents with Bitcoin. I mean, the world of fintech and crypto, I believe the circles are very much overlapping, and there are individuals that are helping this and companies. Just talking about consumer goods briefly, small parts of Microsoft's business accept Bitcoin. Newegg, who are a 5,000 plus American-based hardware company, accept cryptocurrency for computers. Scan, a company based in the UK, again, are doing significant transaction sizes with people paying in cryptocurrency. It's a brave new world. Gold brokers. We see a lot of transactions from gold brokers. I mean, our research and our conversations with these clients to highlight the fact that the crypto trading and the gold investment ecosystems are quite closely related, whether it's an investment in gold or a hedge against cryptocurrency as an alternative potentially to stable coins. It's very, very interesting. This merchant up here, Sharps Pixley, is If anyone's in London, it's right next to the Ritz. There's a street called German Street, and they've got the Ritz Hotel in Green Park. And you can walk in, and if you hold a crypto wallet as a point-of-sale device, you can purchase some gold. You know, obvious ones that people probably already think about: video games, gambling. You know, these industries are actively accepting cryptocurrency. Pinnacle Sports are a very large Maltese licensed gambling merchant, and one of the largest ones out there, actually. Skin Baron's one of the clients that I have exposure to in the video game side. I mean, I personally don't do much in the way of online video gaming, but they enable people to go online and purchase electronic virtual assets, you know, like virtual armor and swords and guns. It's fascinating. And they're doing daily loads and loads of transactions. Really cool. You know, the future, I mean, I'm not Nostradamus, so I'm not going to make too many predictions, but certainly we're seeing more and more acceptance of blockchain payments as just a traditional, viable, alternative payment method. Some of the fintech connections I talked about earlier on, they have gateways, they have cashiers. You know, if you build a website, you can, if you use WordPress, you can get a WooCommerce cashier. There's Shopify, Magento, and simply on the cashier they have credit cards, and then you have the alternative payment methods. You've got PayPal, SoFort, Trustly, P24, and our belief, and my belief personally, is that cryptocurrency can be seen as another alternative payment method. And the other logical conclusion is that, and certainly from the conversations that I'm having as a person that manages a lot of the partnership relationships with our payment service providers, connected banks and other entities, that there'll be more and more integration with the traditional world of fintech. And it's been a real pleasure speaking to you all today. As I say, it's not my intention to come up here and sell an individual business or anything, but I'll be happy to speak afterwards. My email address is up there, so please do send me a connection request if you wish to. And that's it for myself. Thank you very much.